Hi, and welcome to the letter G as in glam, as in Gucci. Internationally known for its radical aesthetic pushed to the limit by its current creative designer Alessandro Michele, Gucci has a long and renowned history. Around the end of the 19th century, a Florentine man named Guccio Gucci worked at London's Savoy Hotel as a bellboy and later as maître d'. The legend goes that he was struck by the luxurious suitcases and trunks carried by the aristocrats. It inspired him, upon his return to Italy, to open a leather goods store in Florence in 1921. Although the quality of Florentine craftsmanship was excellent, Guccio instead proudly promoted in his boutique English leather goods. In the 1930s, leather and parchment were paired with a diamond print canvas. And the Gucci logo, featuring a bellboy, a remembrance of Guccio's young years in London, starting to appear on suitcases and trunks. Gucci's trademark pieces include the bamboo bag, which hit the market in 1947. Right after the Second World War, when his usual material were difficult to find, Guccio Gucci had this ingenious idea to use light, durable bamboo for the handle of a new leather bag. In the 60s, the bamboo became hugely successful and was even worn by Vanessa Redgrave in Michelangelo's Antonioni's movie Blow Up. Guccio's son Aldo, who joined the family business in the mid-40s, conceived the famous logo which interconnected his father's initial GG and reworked the canvas diamond print, incorporating the double G in the pattern. He also designed in 1953 the iconic horse-bit loafer, now on display at the New York Museum of Modern Art as part of their permanent design collection. The brand celebrated the 60th anniversary of this iconic shoe with a special exhibition at the Gucci Museum in Florence in 2013. Gucci loafers became instantly popular among the jet set and the movie stars. Here worn by Dustin Hoffman in Kramer's vs. Kramer, Matt Dillon in Drugstore Cowboy, and a young Jodie Foster in Freaky Friday. A special mention also goes to the soft crescent-shaped bag, which was launched in 1961 and was named after Jackie Kennedy, who owned it in many different colors. In 1966, when Princess Grace of Monaco, former Hollywood actress and Oscar winner, visited Milan with her husband Prince Rainier, they stopped by the Gucci boutique on Via Monte Napoleone, where Rodolfo Gucci, Guccio's other son, presented a special gift for her. He commissioned from the illustrator Vittorio Aconero a silk scarf with botanical motifs, which later became known as Flora. The scarves were often worn by Princess Grace and her daughter, Princess Caroline. In 1981, Gucci showed ready-to-wear for the first time in the Sala Bianca in Florence. In 1982, control of the company passed on to Rodolfo Gucci, and a year later to his son Maurizio, who was the one who wanted to relaunch the family brand, which had lost its aura. In 1989, Maurizio teamed up with the Bahrain-based investment bank, which purchased 50% of Gucci. Maurizio hired Don Mello, then president of the New York specialty store Bergdorf Goodman, to revitalize the brand. In 1990, Don brought the Texan designer Tom Ford to oversee women's ready-to-wear. Maurizio Gucci later ousted all of his relatives and became the CEO in 1992. A year later, and 18 months before getting killed, he sold the rest of the company to the aforementioned investment bank. In 1994, Ford was appointed creative director. His first show received mixed reviews, but the following year, he rocked and put Gucci back on the fashion map. Tom Ford's collections will be remembered for their sleek, sexy, and sometimes androgynous aesthetic. His key pieces were the velvet tuxedos, the 60s style disco long dresses, the infamous double GG strings, and the shiny silk blouses and the psychedelic prints. Also, his advertising, famously styled by then editor of French Vogue Karine Rothfield and photographed by Mario Testino, were hedonistic, outrageous, and controversial. And for an example, check out the Spring-Summer 2003 campaign. Despite his unconventional vision, Tom Ford also revised some Gucci's hallmarks. His bags, for instance, boasted the double G logo along with the horsebeat staple, and the jacket was realized in more modern floral print canvas. A limited edition bag featured a jeweled dragon motif, which became an instant must. Domenico De Sole, the brand's president, played an instrumental role in building the Gucci group. Together, De Sole and Ford started one of the last century's fashion battles against Arnault LVMH after the luxury group tried to take over Gucci. Arnault's French rival, François Pinault, ended up, after a bitter fight, to win full control over Gucci. However, tension soon rose between Pinault, now Kering Group, and Ford and De Sole, who eventually left the company in 2004 after trying to come to an agreement on management, financial, and creative independence. In 2005, Frida Giannini, previously handbag designer for Fendi and Gucci accessories designer, was appointed creative director of women's ready-to-wear and later of menswear. Working heavily on accessories and digging deep into the Gucci archives, Giannini relaunched with great success the bamboo, the Jackie bag, and she revamped the flora prints both in bags and shirts. She even asked Charlotte Casiraghi, granddaughter of Princess Grace, to pose for the 2013 campaign wearing a flora silk blouse. The horsebeat loafers were another successful relaunch, and the horsebeat motifs also was used as an embellishment for clutches and purses. Giannini also launched Guccissima, the double G logo embossed leather, and the Soho Disco bag with the interlocking double G mega logo. A balanced mix of functional chic and glamour, Giannini fashion was a softer and less provocative take compared to her predecessor. Celebrating the brand's 90th anniversary, Frida opened the Gucci Museum in Piazza della Signoria in Florence. Housed in a 14th century palazzo, the museum displayed in 12,000 square feet the history of the house. In December 2014, Gucci CEO Patrizio Di Marco exited the company, soon followed by Frida Giannini. Immediately after, Marco Bizzarri, formerly at Bottega Veneta and head of Kering's luxury couture, became Gucci's new CEO. Bizzarri famously promoted Giannini's deputy designer and head of accessories, Alessandro Michele, as creative director. Michele pulled together his debut fall 2015 Gucci's menswear collection only in 5 days, followed a month later by the women's show. Quirky and flamboyant, lover of ancient history, Victorian period, and contemporary philosophy, Michele revolutionized Gucci and made it a must-have among the new geek chic tribe. Promoting gender fluidity and an unconventional idea of beauty, Michele soon became the visionary prophet of a radical style which combined gazillions of references such as a vintage hippie 70s flair and a Victorian touches. Other key elements of Michele's styles are an exuded romanticism, exoticism, and even fetishism, the use of precious fabrics, and clashing color and pattern combination. Let's see what Michele has done in the field of accessories. Along came the relaunch of the horsebeat loafers, which he also turned into fern-lined slippers and instantly made them the ultimate shoes. He also successfully put on the market the Fringe Double G logo pumps in calf, suede, and metallic leather. Michele's first bag, which added a new signature emblem to the brand and introduced the designer's deep fascination with the ancient civilization, was named Dionysus, after the Greek god of wine and fertility. The tiger head hardware is an homage to one of the animals associated with this god. Another original example is the Lilith bag, after the Near Eastern and Jewish mythological figure. Lilith was Adam's first wife, a night monster, and an evil force threatening newborns. She's also often associated with a snake, which Michele reproduced in the bag's clasp. Symbol of eternity, the snake is a current motif in Michele's aesthetic. It appears on blazers and blouses, as well as on ceramic objects. Michele also named one of his fragrances the voice of the snake, and he chose the name Ophidia, which in ancient Greek means small snake, for this bag pictured here. Super successful is also the Marmont, featuring quilted leather or gemstone-hued velvet and introducing a new overlapping G's logo. The bags were also available hand-painted or embroidered in flowers and big insects, a theme dear to Michele, who is a true entomologist. Michele also revisited and reinterpreted some other Gucci classics, such as the Sylvie bag, originally launched in 1969, the Bamboo, the Jackie, along with Diana bag, the bamboo-handled tote that now boasts a neon-colored elastic strap. Another staple is the Gucci Horsebit 1955, which incorporated the iconic symbol of the brand. Now, what about the Gucci logo? Well, as soon as Michele launched his first collection in February 2015, he revisited the interlocking double G and modified into two overlapping Gs. For the Fall-Winter 2016 collection, Michele also revisited the diamond prints, working with the Brooklyn-based artist Trouble Andrew. Andrew, a Canadian former professional snowboarder and a street artist, became known in the underground world as Gucci Ghost because since 2013 he incorporated Gucci's symbols in his work. Michele, in an unexpected twist, hired him to design a multi-channel project. It was the first time that a designer subverted the notion of appropriation, asking an artist to collaborate with a brand the artist previously copied. Another talent who worked with Michele was the San Francisco-based Jade Fish, whose hypnotic world, populated with bats, insects, worms, snakes, and birds, includes as major source of inspiration the Gothic and dark illustrations of Edward Gorey. Fish successfully contributed to Gucci's Spring 2017 collection with several drawings that were turned into prints and embroidery. Another memorable collaboration, still ongoing, is with the famous Harlem counterfeiter Dapper Dan, pictured here with LL Cool J, who famously copied Gucci during the 80s, igniting a craze for the GG logo, especially among rap artists and black fashionistas. Michele himself appropriated styles and iconic pieces, shifting from the Renaissance to the 70s. Just an example, his Resort 2018 show was an ode to pearls, which covered practically everything, sandal included. The collection was an obvious homage to Chanel and Lagerfeld, but is also subtly linked to the pearly kings and queens, an English movement which dates back to the Victorian period. Michele was also the ringmaster of some unforgettable shows. Take Fall-Winter 2018, with models carrying their own decapitated head or dead baby dragons. The heads generated such an internet buzz that the Gucci brand ambassador, Jared Leto, decided to carry one to the Costume Institute Met Gala in 2019. More remarkable happenings were, first, Fall-Winter 2020, where Michele provided a behind-the-scenes look with hairstylists and makeup artists preparing the models, who then approached the fashion carousel, and Spring 2023, named Twinsburg, where 68 twins presented the looks of the collection. In 2020, during the peak of the pandemic, Michele said goodbye to, quote, the worn-out ritual of seasonality and shows, to regain a new cadence, closer to my expressive call. We will meet just twice a year to share the chapters of a new story, end of quote. Together with the iconoclastic director Gus Van Sant, he conceived a series of 7 episodes for his collection Overture of Something That Never Ended, casting the best of the music scene, such as Billie Eilish, Harry Styles, and Florence Welch, among the others. It's about time to pinpoint some more or less recent news. In 2018, Michele unveiled Gucci Garden, a new incarnation of the Gucci's museum located in Piazza della Signoria in Florence. The museum's 3 floors, curated by fashion critic Maria Luisa Frisa, display the house's key pieces from its very beginning. 2021 marked the brand's 100-year anniversary. As Michele told Elle.com, the centennial for me represents an opportunity to bear witness to Gucci's eternal vitality year after year. Therefore, in his Aria collection, he revisited a number of Gucci's signature designs and famously introduced a cross-contamination with some hallmarks of the disruptive fashion house Balenciaga. Michele defiantly called it a hacker project. Quote, exploring ideas of authenticity and appropriation, Gucci and Balenciaga motifs merged to create new interpretations of signature pieces, end of quote. Underlining his love for contemporary music, Michele chose the Italian rock band Maneskin as faces of his Aria collection campaign, shot by Merton Marcus. Again, in 2021, Michele started a new retail venture called Gucci Vault. Quote, we call it Vault because a vault is a storage place for beautiful things, end of quote. This online concept store, curated by Michele, mixes all Gucci pieces with creation of emerging designers. Quote, it's related to my passion for vintage. It is clear I love vintage. The past is a bridge to the future. The past is very present in fashion. It's difficult to defeat the past, end of quote. The fashion industry has honored Alessandro Michele with several awards. In 2016, Anna Wintour presented him with the CFDA International Award. The British Fashion Council gave him the International Design Award in 2015, followed by the Trailblazer Award in 2021. Michele, who immediately embraced the metaverse wave, had his avatar hosting the first Metaverse Fashion Award at the Royal Albert Hall in London. Among his later projects, the designer launched a new interpretation of Adidas Classic, and together with his friend Harry Styles, who previously posed in some Gucci campaigns, started a collaboration called Gucci Ha 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 from the first initial of its creators. Last but not least, one more Michele's adventure was a pet collection for spoiled dogs and cats. On November 23, 2022, after 8 successful and memorable years, the creative director Alessandro Michele suddenly exited Gucci. In January 2023, Gucci nominated Sabato De Sarno as its new creative director. Sarno, who used to work with Pierpaolo Piccioli at Valentino, will present his first Gucci collection at Milan Fashion Week in September. Thanks for listening, and keep in mind what the legendary costume designer Edith Head said: fashion is a language. Some know it, some learn it like an instinct. Goodbye.